Hey there everyone, this is Phantom Celebi, and I think I want to speak basically about how I'm feeling right now. I know it's none of anybody's business, but I figured I would just vent out how I'm feeling currently and try not to explode at the universe based off of how I'm feeling. Well, as you guys already know, I have something called dysthymia, or high-functioning depression. So it does really take wear and tear on me, and the reason I have it is uncertain to me. I think it just, developed, but I can also have it because I have lupus, and it just, to be honest, I'm kind of hating that almost every single solitary thing in my life at the moment when it comes to depression will be automatically linked to that, instead of maybe some of the things that have been going on. So, I'm gonna tell you, basically I've been going through a lot physically and mentally, and I don't want to seem like a mope. I don't want to seem like a horrible person. Don't want to seem needy or messed up, so I usually try to cheer people up, just do my own thing and try to be as sweet as possible. And to be honest, even at that I seem to have failed at, because every person I've been nice to, I don't know, I guess I haven't been able to help them. Like, just yesterday, one of my girlfriends, she's been the closest person to me. And it's just like, a lot of the times I feel like no matter what I do to try to help her, I can't. I mean, I'm not trying to seem like her issues are not as bad, but it's like every single time we talk to each other, she makes me feel like I'm failing as a friend. And the thing is like, I tried so hard to help her, cheer up, get better. And the thing is like, I get I'm not a psychiatrist. I can't exactly help her. But it seems like every person in my life who's going through so much, I just can't help them. Okay, I'm trying not to get too worked up, but it hurts, I've always been a type of person who wants to help people, even though I myself am in pain. It brings me joy to do that kind of stuff. I mean, I was so happy when the giveaway winner was just so thrilled about getting her prize. That's partially why I do the giveaways. Because it brings me joy to see people happy. But it's just it's also because I'm trying to make a difference in this world, and I don't think I'm doing that. It's no matter what I do, I feel like I'm being smushed into the ground. I think it partially has to do with something that happened to me when I was younger. So, when I was in high school, I was dating this guy. And I'm not gonna lie, I can't say for certain I was the most amazing girlfriend, but I tried my best to be super sweet with him. And, well, he hurt me. And I don't just mean emotionally, I mean physically. It was one day we were fighting, and it was because I found out that he was abusing steroids and taking psychiatric medication, and we fought, and we argued so much, and then he told me that it's not like I care about how incredibly messed up his life is, and that no matter what, I'm gonna think I'm better than him. And I told him that I didn't want him to think like that, and we could work things out. And then he said, I don't want to work things out. I just want it to be gone. And then he shoved me onto the ground and screamed at me. And I told him he's trash and we're over and I don't want to have anything to do with him. And then he was gone for a few days from school. And I got worried. I tried calling him more than once, and he didn't answer the phone. And then I found out the horrible news that he committed suicide. And I've been torn up about it ever since. So I've been trying my best to help people. And every single time someone tells me that they're going to kill themselves, it really hurts me. Because I feel like no matter what I do, I can't help them. So I keep trying to help people, but I can't. And it hurts because I don't want anyone to feel unhappy. I don't want them to feel the same pain. My ex, he committed suicide because he had a very horrible home life. And I knew that. But at the time I felt like it was my fault because I didn't forgive him. I broke up with him when he was emotionally messed up. I didn't get him help, and after then, I said to myself, I won't let that happen to anyone else that I care about. So I kept on trying to help people, and because of that, they kept on abusing me. And it's so frustrating. Because every single time I try helping someone, it feels like no matter what I do, I can't help them. There was a few girls that I used to hang out with, and I gave them advice, and I tried to be a good friend and I let them lean on my shoulder when they were upset, and they all got into terrible relationships after I had spoken to them, and all my friends that I went to high school with have really messed up lives now. And it makes me feel like I failed them as a friend. Because I couldn't help them stop the problems, and I know it's not my fault. But every single time my friends that I've spoken to have gotten worse or have had issues that I thought I could help them with, it feels like things got worse. And I feel like sometimes like giving up. I don't mean like ending it, but I feel like giving up on socializing, and that's why I don't make videos as much as I should. I made this as a goal for myself to help myself cope, to help myself breathe and make a difference in this world. I wanted to help out charities. I wanted to do so much, but it feels like I'm trapped. And I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable or upset, but it's just like, I feel like if anything I can vent out right here. I know it seems strange, but it feels like this is the only place where I can be myself. I can like video games, I can like anime, I can talk about the things that bother me. I mean, being part of a online community and being open with everyone, I know that you guys aren't like there with me, but it feels like it. It feels like I have a bunch of people warmly embracing me and talking to me and making me feel like I actually have friends. After a lot of the stuff that people put me through, I lost a lot of friends, and I'm alone most of the time. I try not to tell anyone about this type of stuff. I don't want people to feel guilty. But I feel like I'm alone because I'm unlikable. because I guess one of my ex-best friends told me this. She's tired of how honest I am with her. She's tired of me just telling her every single shortcoming that she had, which I never did to her, but apparently I guess I come off as being too blunt. And the thing is like, people have told me that what she did to me was abuse. And the thing is like, even till now I question that, because it's like, I get it. Like, I did do something bad to her, but she did mistreat me, and I guess I shouldn't excuse her behavior. I shouldn't, but it really hurts. I remember the last thing that I said when I spoke to her mother, and I don't know, I guess it's kind of weird, but me and her mom had a better relationship than me and her. Her mom was so sweet to me. She was like a second mother to me. And it hurt me so much when she died. And I tried to talk to my friend about this, but it was like, I don't know, it felt, I guess in my mind it felt like she was happy that her mom was gone. I mean, I don't think that's true. I think people just, deal with stress differently and cope differently. But it felt like she had like some sort of big burden lifted off of her. Her mom was very sickly. Her mom was not feeling well. She dealt with a lot of stress, a lot of horror in her lifetime, and her body was not dealing with it well. And I understand that she went through a lot with her mother, and her mother did restrict her freedom. But it's just like, it hurt, because it's like, this woman was so good to me. And I tried to talk to my friend about it, but it's like, she didn't even bother wanting to talk to me about it. It's just like, she wanted to brush things off and just party and have fun. And it's just like, I was there, straightening things up, going through the mail, and trying my best to keep myself composed. But then I was just like, looking at all these old cards and different things, and I kept crying and crying and crying. I spent days inside the room just crying, because I was, not only was I dealing with an immense amount of pain because I hadn't been able to take my medication, but I was emotionally very messed up at the time, because, I don't know, I guess at the end of the day, like, grief, like I said, grief hits people differently. Maybe she needed the time to actually go out, and the thing is like, at the time I was very angry at her, and I said to one of our friends that it feels like she never actually cared about her mother, which I regret saying that, because at the end of the day, I don't think she didn't care about her mom. I think she did very much love her mother, but like, the way she treated me afterwards, it was not excusable. The way she treated me was just horrible, especially since, even though she said she couldn't see it, it was pretty obvious by everyone around me that I was grieving. My fiance, who wasn't my fiance at the time, he caught me in the bedroom where I was, and he knew I felt like crying. But it's like, when I told her about how I felt, she made it seem like I was the bad one, because I was overreacting, that it wasn't my mother who died, but, and the thing is like, half of our conversations, she doesn't even remember, because she was doing drugs, and I guess I should have seen that coming. I would say not every person handles drugs the same, but like, she had a pretty bad pot habit, and I know pot doesn't make everybody go nuts, but like with her, it's just like, it made it so that she had memory lapses. So we could have a conversation, watch a movie, just hang out and relax, and then the next moment she'd tell me that I never told her something, and I told it to her straight to her face, and I was so scared, and like sometimes I would make her dinner because, you know, I wasn't working at the time, so I would make her dinner and I would wait for her to come home, and while I'm trying to sort things out, she would come up to me and she'd act like nothing happened, but I don't know, I guess I was scared to say, "You're making me uncomfortable." And I don't know, I guess at the end of the day, I let those things happen, but I didn't try to let those things happen. I didn't try to let any of this stuff happen to me. And so that's why I've been focusing so much on those Stephanie Sue videos. Because she did something that I wasn't able to do, which was deal with stress in a much better way. I've had things pent up for so long. Sorry if you hear the car horns. I live really close to an open street. But yeah, she was able to do something I was not able to, which was talk about the stuff that had happened to her, openly say to the person that hurt her that she wasn't going to let it happen. And the thing is like, I had dealt with abusive situations by just kind of suppressing things and letting things happen. And every single time a friend of mine, or I guess I shouldn't really call them friends, considering they never actually consider my feelings. Every single time I try to cheer up a friend or try to do things with a friend, they get upset at me. I guess because they're tired of me being so confronting about things and trying to make things right. Like they act like I'm fake or something. I just don't want anything bad to happen to anyone. I just don't want anything bad to happen, period. And I guess my overbearing feelings bothers people. So about the friend that I was gonna hang out with, she experiences depression and she has a very hard life. And the thing is like, I kind of get why she feels the way she does. She's very uncomfortable with her body. The doctors have told her that they don't think she has hormonal issues, but it doesn't seem like they checked her for it. And she does seem to have a lot of symptoms that are very similar to PCOS. So I've tried to tell her to ask them again to check for that, because like sometimes they can make mistakes. I've also told her to try to see if she can get insurance, and like, cause they took away her insurance. This is another thing that bothers me. It's like, why is it that like the government will help fund the military, but they will take away insurance from people who actually need it? And that bothered me. So she has to find an affordable insurance plan, and she needs to see a doctor because she's going through a lot, and I worry about her because I don't want her life to be like so incredibly downhill, and I wanted to make sure that she'd be okay before I leave here, because I'm not going to live here forever, and I don't want her to I don't want her to be left behind and feel like she has no one to be there for her. And I think everybody around her wants her to be happy. And the thing is like, I mentally am always like that. I always want to please people, but in my mind I kept thinking I couldn't please my other friend, I couldn't please my ex, I couldn't please any of the people that I've been in contact with, and even the ex I had prior to my current fiance, which I've been with my current fiance for almost exactly 10 years, and the guy I was with before, I have said this before, he wasn't a bad person, but he didn't exactly understand how I felt, and at the time I was upset at him for not like accepting that, but at the end of the day, people mature and get older, and I don't hold it against him. I think he's doing well for himself now, and I'm happy about that. It's just so uncomfortable to try to talk to him. especially considering like all the stuff that happened with me and his former friend, and it's just like it was a very, very confusing and messed up life. I mean, if you're 30 years old and haven't gone through a ton of stress due to student loans and personal life stuff, then you must have had a really good life, because with me, I personally did not have a very good life. And I've dealt with so many things and juggled so many different jobs and tried to make a mark on this world, but at the end of the day, I didn't do that, and I mean, I'm still trying. I guess that's the best I can say for now. I'm still trying, and even if I can't help my friends, even if I can't help my fiance in our future, even if I can't do a lot of stuff, I'm still going to put my heart into everything. And I'm sorry if this was way too long and way too stupid. Basically, it's just me venting, and venting, I feel, is healthy and all that, and I kind of wish that I was able to do that with friends, but at the end of the day, I guess you guys are my friends, because at the end of the day, the people around me don't exactly like me, and the only people who do are my fiance and my closer friends. And I don't mind having a small friend group of people, but it does still hurt sometimes when I can't do as much as I would like. And I guess that's just like anybody. So a lot of people have things that they're disappointed in themselves for, but they just have to, you know, pick themselves up and try to move on. And that's what I'm trying to do. Hopefully this didn't bother you too much, and that you'll continue watching my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe for more spastastic content, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. Goodbye.